each other through it. Come on and see, good movement draws good movement.
Welcome to Good Movement Draws Good Movement, the podcast where farmers, ranchers, and rural folks can grow relationally through awareness, understanding, and effective communication. Hey, it's T. I'm your host, and I, along with my guests, will be covering topics related to drawing good movement. Things like self and social awareness, brain science, positive psychology, extending grace, and so much more. We'll share tools that can help you understand why you are the way you are, why others are the way they are, and how you can use that to step out of self-told lies with grace and compassion to draw good movement in conversations, relationships, and life in rural America. Let's go draw good movement. Welcome back to the Good Movement Draws Good Movement podcast. Sometimes when I'm talking to people about self-awareness, inner work, all these things, I hear that self-awareness is rough, especially when tools like the Enneagram have been used to expedite the awareness. That's typically when I hear about it the most. And I get it. It's rough to become aware of your unsavory, unhelpful behaviors. The one that I struggled with the most on my journey was my passive-aggressive ways and my tendency to go along to get along. In my mind, I did what I wanted. I said what I wanted. But when I got really honest with myself, that was not actually the case. And today we're going to talk about self-awareness, why it sucks, and why it's important, and how to grow it. But before we get into all of that, if you've been thinking about diving deeper than just this cast pod into your inner work, you can schedule a free 30-minute call with me where we can connect face-to-face via Zoom and talk about what that might look like for you. Visit the link in the show notes and mention CastPod when you schedule to get 10% off one-on-one good movement guidance. I feel like the old adage, ignorance is bliss, may have been written about self-awareness. Because when you first enter into really getting honest and aware of yourself, it can really suck. Like being ignorant and not knowing those things in the beginning, especially when you're like first becoming aware of all the things, the ignorance feels better. It isn't really all that fun to learn things about yourself that you don't love. And I want to tell you right now, in case this thought hadn't crossed your mind, if all you're aware of is your perceived faults, that's not self-awareness. That's just self-judgment. Self-awareness is being aware of yourself, your whole self, not just the things that make you cringe, but also what motivates you, the things you're proud of, what you excel in, what you find interesting, the things that you love, your thoughts, feelings, emotions, etc. You're aware of your whole self, not just the things that make you cringe, the unsavory behaviors, the things that you do that aren't necessarily all that helpful. Also, it's very important to remember that those things that make you cringe, they're there for a reason. Very often, that reason is that they were once what kept you safe. Take, for example, my tendency to go along to get along. Pretty early on in my youth, I learned that a lot of the time it was safer for me emotionally to go along with others rather than to speak up, show too much excitement, voice my opinions, wants, needs, etc. I deeply, deeply feared loss of connection. And I believed that going along would keep the connection intact. And my nervous system did a really good job of keeping me safe, going along to get along until that wasn't working anymore. And by wasn't working anymore, I mean, instead of keeping me safe emotionally, it was actually costing me and taking a huge toll on me emotionally, making myself small in order to get along. That was costing me. So when you find yourself cringing over those things, pause, name what's cringy, get curious, ask what happened to you to make you respond, react, behave in that way. Ask, how has it benefited you in the past? Then I want you to thank the cringy behavior for its help in the past and choose curiosity again, asking what might be more beneficial for you now and how you might respond differently moving forward. So, self awareness kind of sucks in the beginning. And it's also so important. If you're familiar with what I call the good movement framework, you know that self awareness is the first step. And it's the most important step. As it relates to stockmanship and handling cattle, self awareness has to be the first step. We have to be aware of ourselves, our energy, our behaviors, and how those things affect the animals we're trying to communicate with. If we are missing self awareness, we'll just go in there and things will not go well. They just won't. If we do not have that awareness of ourselves and our energy and what we're telling those animals, the job might get done, but it is not going to get done efficiently. Maybe it won't get done safely. Maybe it won't get done at all. Self awareness is also the first step to drawing good movement in life because without it, we continue on as we always have. Not because that's always the best option for us right now in this moment, but because it's worked in the past, it's familiar, and familiar feels safe even when it's not. When we're aware, we can more readily notice our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and recognize the information those things are trying to provide and proceed accordingly. In the case of our cattle, if we step into the pen and we notice our energy is high, maybe our heart is racing, or we have a knot in our stomach, or we can just feel this general buzz in our body, when we're aware of that, we can take that information, we can get curious about it. What is this energy about? And we can proceed accordingly. Maybe we don't handle our animals that day. Maybe we come back and do it another day. Tom and I have totally done that. We've loaded up the horses, headed out to the pasture, realized our energy was all wrong, and decided not to move the herd that day. Or if we get curious and we can figure out what that energy is about, maybe we ground ourselves, take a few deep breaths, name what's going on, and then the energy kind of settles and we're in a place that we can go ahead and proceed with the task at hand. Self awareness is so important to our growth and healing. So, how can we grow our self awareness? First, we can get quiet, unplug, no podcasts, radio, music, books, chit chat, just quiet. And this one is hard for a lot of people because quiet means alone with their thoughts and feelings and emotions, and that doesn't feel great for them yet. I'll talk more about that, about it not feeling great yet in an upcoming episode, but spending quality, quiet time with yourself and learning to be comfy in your own company is so helpful in growing your self awareness. Next, we can practice mindfulness. Notice what you see, taste, smell, hear, feel. Use your five senses to be fully present in the moment. When you can do this, it's so much easier to be aware of what's going on inside of you, not just outside of you with the see, smell, using your five senses. We can also use reflection. So reflect back on situations, events, experiences. Get curious. Curious reflection can help us better understand ourselves and how we respond, react, and interact in different situations. And the last one is so, so, so important because without it, you're likely not growing self-awareness. You're just growing self-judgment. So step into self-compassion. When you think about self-compassion, I want you to think about your bestie and how they view you and how they treat you. And then I want you to view yourself in the same way and treat yourself accordingly. Not gonna lie, I got this visualization from Victoria, who's been a guest a couple of times on the Cast Pod, and her bestie and faithful listener, Jenna. They use this when they're feeling poorly about themselves or they're fallen into self-judgment. They view themselves as their bestie views them. And if that visualization doesn't work for you, you can start by simply telling yourself that you love you. Say, I love you to yourself. I love you. And if you don't believe that, like if you don't actually believe that you love you, that's okay. Keep on saying it and thinking it over and over and over and over again, because the thoughts we think inform our beliefs and our beliefs become our reality. Becoming self-aware can feel kind of itchy in the beginning. It kind of sucks, but with awareness and compassion, because remember, we want to be more self-aware, not more self-judgmental, we can grow and begin to draw good movement in our lives, which then draws good movement from those around us. So if this episode resonated with you and you'd like to grow in your self-awareness and or dive deeper into this inner work, visit the link in the show notes to schedule a free 30-minute call. And don't forget to mention CastPod for 10% discount on one-on-one guidance. And with that, until next time, draw good movement. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for you. If you found value in this episode, I'd love for you to share with others who might also benefit from tuning in. Share by word of mouth, send it in a text, take a screenshot and post it on social media, or share however you prefer. And if you haven't already, hit the follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, draw good movement.